guys, so here for the next video in the Get a Grip DIY skateboard tutorial. So this time we're going to be looking at the grip tape. So last time, first video was a vinyl wrapping, which is sort of optional because you might not be vinyl wrapping your board, and the same with the grip tape, right? So I've got a few tools here. I've got my deck. This is what we're going to be covering here. This side, that was the original print that came with the deck when I bought it. Now, to prep it, I'm going to urge caution, and I'm going to sand it. It's kind of optional, you don't have to, but I'm going to sand it just to try and make it a little rougher, and hopefully it'll stick better. So I've got my sandpaper sheets here as well, just a cloth to get rid of the dust afterwards. What else we're going to need for this process? Nice sharp like craft knife or utility knife. This is the one I stabbed my finger in last time. I've got this tool as well, which is just for smoothing putty and stuff like that. I forget what the name of it is, but I thought I might give this a go to try and press down the sides of the grip tape before I cut it, because all the guys I read talked about using a firm tool or something to shape the grip tape around the sides of the deck until you get a white line prior to cutting. So that's what the idea of this is. We'll see how that goes. The Mrs. Hairdryer, very important, trying to make sure that glue sticks properly. Got my power ready here. Only thing I haven't got ready yet, and I'll grab, is my face mask, so I'm not inhaling all that dust, which everyone has at the moment because of COVID, so no problems there. So lastly, the grip tape itself. So I went for some custom printed grip tape, and I use Splattergoat.com. Now they're based in the States. They're really popular. A lot of people use them, so I thought, let's play it safe and go with them. I was able to upload my own images and make my own design, which is great. You can go with like a standard longboard size and just check the measurements and make sure they're going to fit your deck all right. So I've got that here. A bit of history, so Splattergoat.com. I placed my order on the 8th of January. I started getting shipping updates about 2 weeks after that, so it took a good 2 weeks before they actually printed it. And I started getting shipping updates, and then it went into a depot, I think in Chicago, and then nothing happened for weeks and weeks. So I chased up Splattergoat.com, I sent them an email. They were pretty quick to respond, and they said, hey, things are getting delayed at the moment, we don't know anything, we'll keep you updated, reach out if you don't get an update. I didn't, so I reached out again. And they said, hey, look, if you don't get an update by, I think it was the 6th of March, that's a full 2 months after I ordered, then let us know and we'll reprint and resend it free of charge. So, good resolution, but took a long time before I got there. So, post 6th of March, I messaged them, and they said, yep, no worries. Again, it took another week from when they confirmed to before it was printed and sent again. And I received it a few days ago, so that would have been end of March. So all in all, I waited almost 3 months, 2.5 months for this. Really grateful that they resent it for free, that's great. But yeah, global shipping kind of sucks at the moment, so it's not all their fault, but I think it probably took a bit too long before they resent it. And when they resent it, it would have been great if they could have just printed it straight away and sent it, because I was already a little peed off waiting. But anyway, here's the tape itself. So quality, I think, is really good because it's Jessup. As far as the print, the actual adhesive and stuff they use, so that should be pretty good. I'm really happy with the way my design came out. It's pretty cool. Any Final Fantasy fans will recognise Cactua. Then I've got this print here, which you'll recognise from my vinyl wrap. I just reused the same image because I wanted something to be in the middle of the tape. The enclosure is going to cover this bit. And then at the top here, I've got another Cactua. So essentially, I'm going to be putting my feet over both the Cactuas, and I'm hoping where I put the foot straps, if I use them, will look quite good. So yeah, that's the grip tape itself. So really happy with the print, really happy with the quality. It shipped well, there was no damage to it, so good in that respect. But like I said, there was a problem with shipping. It may not have been their fault, but it would have been great if they could sort it out quicker. You know, when you're making your own board, waiting 2.5 months for one of the things you want to kind of do early on is a bit of a pain. But there you go. hopefully I can still get my board done for the winter here in New Zealand. So that's pretty much everything I should need. So yeah, next steps will be actually to prep my board by sanding it. Cool. Okay, so sanding the deck. Got my sander. I've used, I think I used P80 this time because it's just what I had around, but you don't need super rough sandpaper. Fine, it's actually quite good. Face mask. Trust me, if you don't use it, you're going to be blowing your nose with chapter sawdust coming out, and you don't want that stuff in your lungs. Cool. I'm going to stop talking while I do this because this is super loud. Okay, that's probably all the sanding I'm going to do because I really need a new base plate to my detail sander. Half the Velcro has been worn off, so this just isn't sticking. It's going straight off. That's super annoying, but you don't actually need to sand it off it anyway. I'm just trying to get rid of some of that smooth surface and some of that paint, just in the hope that it sticks a little bit better. I might even just grab my sandpaper and go over. So that didn't take long. We're pretty much ready for placing the grip tape on now, which is the scariest bit. Getting it straight, getting it good. So a couple of extra items, tape measure, pencil, because now what we're going to try and do is try and find the best way of lining up the grip tape we're about to put on so that our images are straight. Because I've got a bit of excess on both sides, so it could be really easy for me not to get it straight, but it still fits. And then when I look at it afterwards, there's just slight crookedness to it, which will be a bummer. So yeah, so that's my mission. So the idea, my wife and I were just discussing about it, was to actually use these holes here, which my trucks are going to have to screw through anyway. So I could actually make some marks on my grip table holes to line these up. So that's probably what I'm going to try and do. So we'll see how this works. I'm going to have to stand up over the board while I do this. Let's see another good point. I want to make sure I get it in the right direction. I think, yeah, cool. That matches underneath, so I want this in this direction. So my design is deliberately bigger than the board. I knew that was going to happen, but it was more important to make sure I got the right length. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is measure out the center of my deck. Remember, I'm just making this up as I go. So I've marked where the center is on here. So I'm going to poke a nail through it, straight through. There we go. And then I'm going to line this nail up with where I drew the center of the board. So, after breaking the table, spending way too much trying to get it perfect and not getting it perfect, just try and lay it straight would be my advice. Just go with gut feel, lay it down and try and get it straight, because the more you try and get it perfect, the more times you're going to be lifting it. So I just want to try and get any air bubbles out now, which are kind of hard to see, so I'm just using my hands just to check for any. So far it feels so good. It's quite heavy, so it's not like vinyl where it catches big air pockets, it goes down quite flat. Cool. And the next thing I'm going to do is push down the edges. Because this board's concave here, cling stage is always pretty stressful, but I think you kind of just got to go for it. Bulk. Now, as you can see, a lot of bits still needing to be cleaned up. So that's what we're going to do next with the sander. And you saw how good my sander was before. Let's hope we can get it this time.